Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is the Monday Blues. My name is Amal, and joining me tonight, and as always, we have Andy, Carl, George, and Mus. How are we, gentlemen?
Hey, boys.
Well, good.
Tonight, it is the... What round is it? Round 16 preview. It is the Hawks up against the Baggers at the G on Sunday, the 2nd of July at 1:10 p.m, gentlemen. How are we feeling about this game?
Good.
George?
Not good. Not good.
We're not feeling it, is the
At all.
vibe that I'm getting.
The record off a bye hasn't been too crash hot across the AFL, so hopefully we can buck the trend. But
What is it? It's 0-8 at the moment, isn't it?
that's just
Yeah.
just
I think
two bottom four sides just facing off.
Oh. Shots fired. Shots fired at the club. Yes, it is. Look, it's a big game, whatever it is. Every single game moving after the bye now for Carlton is a big game, and we kick it off with the Hawks. Carl, how are you feeling?
Oh yeah, I'm feeling excited.
What's there to be excited about?
I'm calm. I think this one should be. I'm a bit comfortable about it. Put it that way. I think we should be all right.
Okay, Andy,
I'm the polar opposite.
nervous?
I'm captain. No, I'm not nervous. I just think we're going to lose.
Is it because of the bye, or do you think
I think
maybe
the
it could be
bye.
something else?
I think the bye, and I also, once you read the ins and outs, you'll get some clarity as to why I'm not as bullish as Carl is.
Mus, how are you feeling?
I like the 110 games. I reckon that's where we play our footy. Hopefully we rock up like we did against the Gold Coast again. I'm just going with that. I'm not even going to look at the ins and outs. I'm just running with that one.
Fair enough. Well, let's see how you feel after the ins and outs of this week. Now we'll start with those that have been omitted from the Baggers side after the win against the Gold Coast. Mark Pitney has been injured. Don't know what he's done. Is anyone aware of what his injury is?
Was it?
I think it's a knee, isn't it?
Yep.
Knee. It must be jumping too high. Matthew Cottrell is obviously suspended after the tackle.
The DDT.
Yes, the DDT. Exactly. And probably the most contentious one of them all, the most controversial out, Paddy Dow, has been fully omitted from the side this week.
I'm pissed off about that one. I'm actually pissed off.
Why?
Like it is just what's Voss doing? Is he doing his best to get sacked? Like he comes in last quarter, he lays 3-4 tackles, has 8-9 touches, and then you drop him and you bring in his granddad to come play. Look, seriously, man. I'm annoyed.
Bloody Carl.
Yeah, not sure, man.
Oh, jeez.
That's a nice little segue into
that's a
the
great
ins.
segue. That's a great segue into the ins. Now, Carl, do you want to let us know who's replacing Paddy Dow on the side?
Oh, hey, Grandpa Ed. Grandpa Ed. Oh, mate. Oh. Yeah, J'adore Ed.
And as what looks like a 1-for-1, well, is what Carlton's 1-for-1 swap is for Mark Pitney in Jack Silvani is welcomed back into the side. So, look, Mark Pitney and Matty Cottrell, you obviously can't do anything about injury and suspension, but the Paddy Dow omission is quite an interesting one. I don't agree with it. I think he's done enough to warrant selection and to warrant a full game, and I think we all sort of believe that. But on the flip side of it, what the hell has Ed Kerno done to be, to be welcomed back in the side? I mean, he's naturally spent the majority of his career being a tagger, right? So who exactly will Ed Kerno be tagging from the Hawks side?
Maybe not from the Hawks. Maybe he's probably going in to tag Cripps or something like that. Who knows? New game plan.
Tag the grass.
It's literally like it's a waste of a development opportunity for a youngster on the list, right? Like I know, great clubman, great servant to the club. I know, but you're blocking, you're blocking a pathway for a youngster, and you've given it to a bloke who's not going to be there next year. Now, we're versing Hawthorn. I don't think Ed Kerno is the difference to beating Hawthorn. So therefore,
no, should
he be playing? So we're playing a bottom 4 team. We're scared of the dark. It's 1:10 p.m. at Sunday, so we might play better. We're playing a team that we should be beating. It's at the G. Why not give it to a kid like a debut to say someone like Binns, who is a like for like sort of for Cottrell on the wing or the high half forward, or potentially for someone who's maybe playing for their career. To be honest with you, I don't rate Josh Honey as being on the list next year probably as well, but guy's playing for his career. Why not give him, what you're going to get from Ed Kerno? He's on, 215, 216 games. We don't have to get him to a milestone. I understand that there's, contract clause in Charlie Kerno's contract, Section 3, Part A, play Ed for X amount of games. But you're blocking the opportunity for youngsters to come in and have a crack. You're not rewarding VFL form when you said you're going to reward VFL form. So it's I don't know. I don't agree with it. It's not going to be the difference to winning this game playing Ed. So why are we doing it?
Going back to what you said about Honey, it's funny you say he's not going to be on our list next year because I reckon Carlton's going to offer him 7 years and just give him $850. I think that's the going rate for a useless hack.
Sounds like a sweet deal. Pardon the pun.
Yeah. It's what we do.
I don't know. And, he's not injury prone.
I was about to say Pitternet, done his knee, but it's all good. We've got him for another 4 years of just tapping and then nothing else.
Well, that's the on Pitnet, right? After he re-signed, I'm pretty sure there was comments Voss made or someone in the club made saying he's a durable ruckman. Now, from what I can remember, the last 3 seasons he's missed blocks of games. This is concerning. So
Carlton durable.
Carlton durable, yeah. So the standards, the bar's lower.
Yeah. You got to remember, man. We had Cruiser, and Cruiser's a club great apparently.
Well,
club legend.
Still there.
If you speak to some of the fans.
Still there. It's 3 years in a row.
Bloke couldn't play more than 5 games.
Serious problems with having ruckman not being able to play. TDK's in doubt from the news that came out last night as well. Even today, he's touch and go. And if he leaves, right? I know we're going into a bit of a different discussion, but if he leaves, we are in serious trouble in the ruck department. If we're relying on
No, man, we've got Lewis Young.
Well, this is the question. This is the question for you boys actually, because Lewis Young played ruck I think it was an elimination final against the Bombers just before he came to the Blues a couple of years ago. He played first ruck for the Doggies because I think they had injuries or whatnot. So in one of his last games for the Doggies, actually played ruck. Right now, this week was probably a bit of a telling one because if TDK is not going to get up and if Pittenet's obviously is out, you're going to bring in Sauce or Young because they don't want to play Harrison O'Keefe. He might be too young. Murkov's out for the season, so you're going to play Sauce or Young. It probably went to who gives you more around the ground. So, Kim, for your thoughts, Sauce probably gives you more as a forward. I don't think Young's going to rest forward. I can't see him doing anything there.
I think Young will be sub because if TDK does get up, he won't play out a whole game, and Young will be just like for like swap, and he'll be our secondary ruckman, resting in defence, ruining Wiedering season again. So we've got this. We've got this, boys.
Mus, any thoughts on this?
Quickly, I'm going to cut you off. Even on not even rewarding Binns and Dow or whatever. How's Ed Kerno getting a game before George Hewitt?
Yeah. We've lost speed in Matty Cottrell, and we've replaced him with Ed Kerno, who to Carl's words is a granddad.
Oh.
I mean, we looked good last week because we had pace. Cottrell brought pace. On the wing, Cunningham brought pace. Chincotta brought pace. And I know it's only Cottrell, but he was on the wing, and we've decided to bring in Ed Kerno, who A, can't kick a target, B, doesn't know which way to kick it, C, just
doesn't even know. He looks lost.
he looks lost. He looks lost.
Yeah.
Look, it's a frustrating call. We all know it's for certain now that Dow isn't going to be at the club.
Oh yeah.
This time next year, he'll leave at season's end, and there'll be clubs lining up at the door for him.
What's his value?
Third of.
Carlton value
Two
$650.
first rounders.
Well, it's interesting you ask that because I think there wouldn't be much uproar from our supporter base and a lot of people in the supporter base if he wasn't a top 3 pick. We went third, I think. If he was a pick 28, 44, we probably wouldn't be making as much noise. But and now you're probably going to get a 3rd or 4th rounder if that, because clubs are going to see the way he's been mistreated at the club. So I personally, my thoughts on it, like this week is the week that the conversation is now dead around Dow. Like it's done. He's not in the squad at all. I said it last week as well. Like if Kennedy and Hewitt are there and abouts, and Hewitt's sort of back in around the fringes this week, even though he's not named in the starting 18, that blocks his move. But I also think that this week Voss probably knew and thought, okay, well, it's been 3 weeks where he played 1 quarter. We had the bye. This is now going on to week 4, week 5, where I'm probably going to put him as sub again. He's going to have 4 quarters of footy in 5 or 6 weeks. I know that he's probably not going to. Yeah, he won't come into the starting 18. Whereas guys like Fogarty and Cunningham and Martin, who haven't played in forever, can just walk in. I mean, Fogarty has, but they can just walk in. And he's probably said, well, let him go play his VFL, get his match fitness, and let him play a full game out. But I reckon personally he's probably got an offer on the table. So he's probably accepted or told the club about an offer on the table, and the club knows that he's not going to be there next year and thought, it is what it is. That's what I reckon sort of happened.
It's probably only the real possible scenario that's at play here is that there is already a deal in place with another club, and that other club has told him, do not play. Or play as little as you possibly can.
Do that. I don't think
legally not.
And clearly he wants to play. He's put his hand up week in, week out. If that's the case, and he has signed another deal and he's going next year or whatever, I think the AFL lacks maturity in that department. Then, if we know players are leaving and players are saying to the club, "Look, I'm leaving next year," okay, they're still at your club. They are still a required player to the end of the season. So play them. Why are we so immature about this topic? In the NRL, they tell their club at the start of the season, I'm leaving next year, and this is where I'm going. But they stay at the club, they play at the club, and they play well at that club.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I feel like the AFL is very, very immature with the whole players leaving next season thing.
Is it AFL or is it Carlton?
No, I think it's an AFL thing because a lot of players, whenever there's trade talk, a lot of players don't openly say, "Yeah, I'm leaving," but it's commonly known. Like we know, you know what I mean. And there's just heaps of speculation. Like, how good would it be if De Koning turns around and just says, "I'm going to St Kilda next year, but I'm going to play out the season here. I'll give it my all," and he does. That's what they do in the NRL. You're telling me NRL players and the NRL organisation is more mature than the AFL? It's hard to argue against it in this department.
It's more professional, clearly.
And you
interesting.
Just going back to Dow, you did say, Andy, there, like he's sort of done what he can. He's worked hard. I think he's worked his ass off at the VFL level. But what is disappointing for me, and look, we don't know the goings on and what happened last year, but allegedly when he declined a trade, when there might have been suitors, like who knows, obviously the insides of the club, but he's declined a trade. He's worked his ass off. And he's had ripper VFL form. Like, you can't deny that, right? So he said, I'm staying and I'm going to fight for my place. And he pretty much done everything he could. We don't know about the training standards and, behavior inside the club. We're just seeing what we see, which is VFL. And when the boss and the coaching staff say we're going to reward that form, and they're not going to do it, like, they still shut him down after he literally done everything he could. That's it. Like, I don't blame him for, moving next year. He'll accept another offer. I hope he does well at his next team. And yeah, good luck to him.
Yeah, whatever it is for Dow, we wish him all the best. He It's unfortunate that he couldn't build a future for himself at the Carlton Football Club. You know, I think he definitely had his opportunities with the run of coaches prior to Voss's arrival. That's for sure. A lot of players did, and it just at this point in time seems unfortunate and a bit unfair that other players are getting an opportunity before Dowie's, especially this year when there's been quite a lot of, I guess, testing with what our best 22 is. Moving on, we'll look at the lineups. We'll start with the back line. So fullback and halfback, we've got Brody Kemp, Jacob Wiedering, Jordan Boyd, Nick Newman, Mitch McGovern, Adam Sard going up against Hawthorn's Luke Bruce, Mitch Lewis, Lloyd Meek, James Warple, Connor McDonald, and Connor Nash. I'm very, very happy that there hasn't been any changes to our backline, and obviously Chincotta on the bench will act as the sub for the backline there for the Baggers. That backline last week was delicious. Oh, so good, so good. The way they set up the ball from the backline, moved it through the middle, and a lot of it came off sort of Jordan Boyd, Chincotta, Doherty, Sard, McGovern. Kemp.
Kemp.
I think good.
I
think that's sort of what we touched on in the mid-season review. I think it's pretty much that side. I think Boyd was probably the only one, but sort of Chincotta was a name there as well. So that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
This is probably the first second week running, 2 weeks in a row that we've had the same back six. I think it's been chopped and changed, like from memory every week. We've had ins and outs. So
yeah, that's right.
Probably, it's nice to see it. So.
Yeah, I think definitely with that backline, it's a thumbs up from all of us. Nothing wrong there. Nothing wrong there absolutely whatsoever. In the centre and the followers, we've got Blake Acres, Paddy Cripps, and Sam Walsh. Following will be Tom DeConning, Adam Chera, and Sam Doherty. They'll be going up against Josh Weddle, Will Day, Carl Amon, and Ned Reeves, John Newcomb, and Dylan Moore.
Not a fan of Doherty in the middle.
I was going to say that.
Neither. I think he's better off. He's better off in our halfback.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what we had in our best 22 as well. It was Adam Sard, Mitch McGovern, and Doherty. Yep, with a backline of Brody Kemp, Jacob Wiedering, and Jordan Boyd. Nick Newman.
Yeah, I kind of feel like that's what Carlton do though. Like, credit to Doherty, he's a great player and he's done a lot for the club, but we've just named our back six and that's where it's at. Does he fit into the back six? Probably not. So why not play someone young in the midfield and give him a run in these sort of games, you know? I mean, why wouldn't you play Binns, or let's even go to Dow or Hewitt? Does Hewitt not break? I mean, is that not Hewitt's role? So why are we playing people out of position?
Yeah, Hewitt's an interesting one. I mean, you would think that he's in the best 18 every day of the week. Is there an injury concern over his head? You know, he missed 1 or 2 weeks because of delayed concussion, but you know, how long is he going to have a headache?
I feel like the AFL, especially the way it's played this season, it's sort of it's sort of going away from how many inside midfielders you can really have in your best 22. Like, you know, we sort of, like last year we looked at, you know, you had Kennedy, Chera, Hewitt, and then I think you sort of lose that speed, or as you see that Collingwood is that prototype, or Port Adelaide with, you know, Butters and Rosie and things like that as well. So it's sort of like that one extra inside mid where it used to be that way playing. I think we've sort of gone away from that. That might be why, but yeah. But no, mate, we can't mention Dow in that midfield. He doesn't walk Voss's pets or do his laundry, so he's not getting in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look, I know obviously it's just named, but it'd be interesting to see if he does start sort of in the midfield. I don't think so, but I've seen it a couple of times this year, but let's see what happens with Doherty. Anyway.
He'll probably play on the wing since Cottrell's out.
Doherty on the wing? I don't think he's got the pace.
I think he's done it before.
Yeah, too slow.
Yeah, well, that's Carlton, but
he's got a burst. He's got a burst, but he's like you'd want like your maybe like your Walsh perhaps that can actually clock up mad Ks, you know, back and forth. So, and Hawthorn are a quick team as well. Like they're you know they move the ball when some of the games they play, they move the ball pretty well. So it'll be really Interesting to see the contest.
That's why we're bringing Ed Kerno to fix that problem.
What happened to Ollie Hollins? Is he injured?
Shoulder,
He's
collarbone, I think.
Collarbone.
Yeah.
Collarbone.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's still got, what, 3 or 4 weeks, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah,
They
3 or
said
4 weeks, so he should be
he's
back
done
next year,
for the
round
season.
12.
Yeah. 3 or 4 weeks in Carlton terms means that he's done until 2025. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Just put it inshallah at the end of it. It's like when you get inshallah. You know when you ever cop that one?
Make dua.
Inshallah. Yeah.
Ay. Looking at the forward line, Jack Silvani is welcome back into our forward line. He'll obviously be the backup ruck for Tom DeConning, Charlie Curnow, Jack Martin, Lockie Fogarty, Harry Mackay, and David Cunningham.
Can I just stop you there? We're actually the most negative podcast I've ever seen in my life.
Hey, Jack Silvani kicked us the winning goal last year against them. You just remember that?
Yeah. Do you remember when he kicked that point against St Kilda?
Oh, that was a good one.
You
That
know,
was a
you know
great
what
point.
it is. You know what it is, Andy. It's not just about being negative. Like, you know, it's been a bad year, right? And it's a bad year when we get really annoyed over the extended bench selection. That's what we're getting annoyed about.
Yes.
Like this is what we're waiting for on a Thursday or Friday night. We're just saying, like, who's on the extended bench, and we're getting cut about it. That's how you know it's just been a bad year. If you're winning, you don't.
It's a bad one.
Like, you don't care who's on the bench when you're winning. You don't care who's sub. Jeez.
Yeah.
You're doing it hard,
Yeah.
boys.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Very true.
Doing it absolutely hard. That forward line for Carlton will be going up against Jum Impey, James Blank, Jack Scrimshaw, Seamus Mitchell, Sam Frost, and Blake Hardwick. Now, on paper, gentlemen,
We should run amok.
we should absolutely run amok.
The Carlton on paper special.
Yes.
If only it was played on paper.
However,
Probably ripped.
yeah. However, there is
It's
the
got
there is the that little I don't know, that little man that will be sitting on all of the players' shoulders about coming off a bye.
Eric.
Let's see. Is that his name? Is it
We'll go with that.
Yeah,
Eric.
Eric's the little man on the shoulders.
Eric, the little man on the shoulder?
Oh,
It is what it
Mackay's
is.
head.
yeah.
What do you gentlemen think? Mus, what do you think? Do you think we'll be able to come out and play the same style that we did against Gold Coast, or do you think we're going to suffer the same fate as the rest of the teams coming off the bye?
I think you guys just sort of mentioned in the head, mate, we can't kick straight, let alone worrying about every other team not being able to win after a bye. Imagine we go into the game with that. Probably get done by 10 goals. If that gets into their heads, we are done. Stay at home. Don't bother. But I hope that, a bit of confidence after the Gold Coast win. We can come out and kick some goals and get some confidence early. But I don't know. I don't like our chances. The only thing going in our favour, I'm just glad Sicily's still out. So we'll go with that.
Yeah, that is a big out. But at the same time, how much of a difference should Sicily really be making to a forward line that consists of both Harry Mackay and Charlie Curnow?
Because they put on so much pressure, and Sicily wouldn't just walk the ball out backwards.
We're also missing CJ, which is really good in their back line.
Yeah. Adds
Fair
a lot
point.
of pace. Adds a
Yeah.
lot of pace to their back
Yeah.
line.
Don't know.
Yeah,
The
it's-
change Who's on the bench?
Ed Kerno.
bench, we have Alex Cincotta, Matthew Kennedy, Ed Curnow, and Matty Owes.
Nice.
And for Hawthorn, we've got Sam Butler, Chad Wingard, Fergus Green, and Josh Ward. Emergencies for Carlton: Josh Honey, Jackson Binns, George Hewitt, and Lewis Young. And for Hawthorn, Lachlan Bramble, Finn McGuinness, Max Ramsden, and Cam McKenzie.
Bro, we should win.
We have to win.
Like, realistically speaking,
This
this should be a 7-goal win.
This isn't a bottom four clash as the ladder suggests.
It shouldn't be. No, absolutely not.
It's not a bottom four clash. This should be a walk. Realistically, this should be a walk in the park for Carlton.
Hey, they beat Brisbane at the G
Yeah,
not long ago.
that's correct. That's why you don't want to build it up too much.
Yeah, but they also got smashed by Gold Coast last week.
Yep, good point.
Gold Coast is good at home though. You got to give them a bit of. They play well at home.
Yeah, but I don't know, man.
I think we match up well too. Like we match up well. It's like last year's game. Well, we were up by. I remember that vividly. We were up by 8 goals, I think it was, and we ended up like just clinching it with Jack kicking the winner at the end. But no, look, I think and big key outs, right? Like Sicily's out, and he's an important part of their back line. CJ, gives that run out of the back line. I think they got a bit of confidence off the back of the win against Gold Coast. I think we'll buck the trend, coming out of the bye. Obviously, it depends which side turns up. Like it's one of those ones where it can sort of it can get away from you pretty quickly. It has the makings of that. It has the makings of one where Chad Wingard kicks 5, coming back and then just has his day with us. But I've confidence. I've got confidence in the guys. Like as I said, I'm sticking to my words. We'll have a little run in these little family time slot games. The family friendly non-prime time slots, and then they're gonna break our hearts. But yeah, no, look, I'm optimistic. I think we'll win.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Well, on that, that's George's prediction that we should get away with the win, and comfortably too. Andy, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we should win. Like we should, but I'm gonna tip Hawthorn. I think no Pitternet, and I think TDK not being 100, and we are centre clearance or bust. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah,
we're centre clearance or bust.
I agree with that.
And you lose Pitternet. TDK is not the best. Tap Ruckman. You got Jack Silvani, potentially Lewis Young. I mean, look, we should still win. But again, I'm just tipping Hawthorn. I just think Hawthorn will win by a couple goals. We'll kick 7 goals, 20.
Nah.
And we're back to where we were 3 weeks ago.
I think that, and this is a gut feeling. That gut feeling is made up of about 95% optimism. Where that optimism is coming from, I don't know, but I think we're past the poor goal kicking form, and we've passed it on to Sydney. If anyone didn't watch the game tonight, we've definitely passed it on to Sydney.
Sydney did their best Carlton impersonation.
They did it better than Carlton, if anything.
I don't know.
They did.
I don't know.
For one game. They did Carlton better than Carlton.
Carlton Essendon, we put on a show, man.
We disappeared in the third quarter.
Far out. Yeah.
Well, what are we thinking, gentlemen?
Nah.
No comment.
After the bye, it's hard.
You're out,
it's
Andy.
hard to get
That's
psyched up.
Yeah.
Final verdict.
I just
Andy.
think. Final verdict.
Don't do it. No house. You've run out.
No. No, I think the Hawks will get up, man. I think the Hawks will pull it off. I think 1 or 2 goals. I just think inaccuracy will cost us.
Yeah.
Moss?
Yeah, it's hard. It's the Pitternet factor. I felt like we sort of, like you say, centre clearances, and we started to find a bit of rhythm. What kills me, and I look at the ins, and you go Kerno and Silvani, I feel like we're going backwards again. So
Yep.
I just can't see it just based on that. So yeah, no, it's a no for me. I think Hawthorn by a couple of goals.
Oof.
Carl.
Who's the ruckman for Hawthorn?
I've got no idea, to be honest.
Do you have it on your screen?
I think he
I
was
do, but it
named in
doesn't say anything about-
he was named in the forward line from memory.
Is he any good?
Bigger bloke. Oh well, against Carlton, he'll.
Oh, I know.
Bigger bloke, really?
Ed Kerno.
No, I reckon they had a video yesterday up on the Carlton
Lloyd
page.
Lloyd Meek.
And that's the one. Good bloke. They had Jacob Wiedering mic'd up at training, and I was just like, I was G'd up, and it was like, I don't know, man. I reckon we're gonna.
Don't fall
I
into
reckon we're
that
gonna slap
trap.
him.
You fell into the social media
No,
trap.
I reckon we'll slap him. I
Yeah,
reckon we'll
that's the
slap him.
social media trap, Carl.
No,
That's
I
what
reckon we'll
Carlton
slap
does,
him, man.
bro.
We'll
I
slap
hope
him.
you're right. I hope you're right.
I reckon, yeah.
If we kick straight and we take our opportunities, and we don't be afraid to move the ball quickly through Ed Keno and Jack Silvani, then
And Doc.
like there's no reason for us to lose if we do those things. But
I just think I reckon we'll be too strong around the ground, and I reckon our forward line will run amok. I reckon we'll win by 6-7 goals.
But that's the
I hope
thing.
you're right.
I agree with Andy when he says that we are centre clearance or bust. We are stoppage clearance or bust. He's right.
Mhm.
We are. Better teams have been able to completely negate our centre clearance effectiveness and efficiency, and off the back of that, have beaten us around the ground comfortably. The question here is, can Hawks do the same as what every other team for the last 8 weeks, bar Gold Coast and West Coast, have done? That's
Carlton
the
by
question.
41.
Be cool.
Carlton by
Love it.
41.
Back to that. Hamal done what? Just sat around and watched us thumble the ball, kick it on the full.
Well, yeah, that's what it was. It was just a bit of added pressure. Now, can Hawthorn bring it? It depends. They've proven it against good teams at the G in Brisbane. They thumped Brisbane, but then at the same time they lost to Gold Coast last week. Now, yes, it was up in the Gold Coast, but still, they're a young side. They're probably not as mature as what Carlton is, and on paper we should beat them.
Well,
But again,
Ed Kerno.
the paper. Speaking of on paper, it'll be interesting that Sunday morning, the final squad, because if TDK obviously is a late out of what they're speculating that he didn't rock up to training on Thursday or Friday or whatever it was. If he's out and Pitnett's out, I just looked. Yeah, Ned Reeves, 210 centimeters, 103 kilos, big boy. Lloyd Meek, 203
Awesome.
centimeters, 109 kilos, two big boys, and potentially ragdolling Sauce and Young. You just got to try and win it around the ground, I guess. So that'll be a big one. I think we need him. I'm not a fan of the TDK Silvani combination personally.
yeah. See, this is yeah.
It is what it is.
This is the problem. We're so our list is so fragile. Not in the sense that they're injury prone. It's more of a sense that we lose one person, no matter what. Like if we lose Adam Saad, oh shit. If we lose, Harry Mackay, oh crap. If we lose anyone from the midfield, oh shit. It's just it's a balancing act, and it's just so quickly tilts from one side to the other with the inclusion and exclusion of any player.
But that's the problem with being so top heavy.
Yeah.
Is that you've gone all in on a group of about 8 or 9 blokes.
Yeah, including
That if
Pune.
something happens to them, you're kind of screwed. You're screwed when someone like TDK, TDK should be a long-term investment. It should be a non-negotiable for us. We should be signing TDK. But he's going. Like speculation has mounted, and he's going. And for what? Like, what have we just achieved? We've just signed Pitternet, who can't do anything around the ground. I don't care what anybody says. Yes, okay, he's winning taps. Well done, bro. But the opposition rucks are tearing him a new asshole around the ground.
It's true.
And we've given him a long-term contract.
When he's on the ground.
Instead of signing him, when he's actually on the ground. And we've got players like TDK, who we're just going to have most likely let go when he is the long-term investment. He's the one you offer the big bucks to. He's the one you offer the investment to. And it cooks me. It absolutely cooks me what this club has done.
Yeah, but it shows week in, week out. Again, they've named Ed Kerno. It just shows which direction we're heading in. Why are they not playing the young kids? Why are we not seeing what they're capable of? We give them half a quarter and say they're no good, and they'll go to another side and be all Australia.
Yep. Are we tanking?
No way.
I think he probably got approval to get out of the nursing home this week, so they gave him a run.
I genuinely think we are not doing our best to win the game. We are not putting the best team we could possibly put out there. And by definition, that's tanking.
Voss doing his best to get sacked.
But surely it's not him. It's not his call. There's a whole committee. That means there's a group of about 5 or 6 idiots that sit around every week and they all try to out-idiot each other. and then the biggest idiot is the one that says Ed Kerno should get a game over all the young players. And we should drop Dow. We are bro, I've said this so many times, we are run by idiots.
Even the rest of the
club...
selection, even the rest of the selection committee sit back and go, "Fuck, that's pretty stupid. Let's do it."
Exactly.
Well, like,
and that's where we're at.
you got. I'm pretty sure Binns was initially in the extended squad against Gold Coast, right?
Yeah.
So okay, he might get G'd up for his debut. Doesn't get it. Fair enough. Gets named again. And you think, like, logically, when I saw the squad, then I thought, okay, well, Pednet out, it's going to be Sauce or Young, and if you're going to choose, you're probably going to get Sauce in to replace him because Sauce can rest up forward. And then if you look at Cottrell, who's playing the wing higher forward, and you saw the rest of the names named in there, you think, well, Binns has been named 2 weeks in a row, potential debut, and he's almost like a like-for-like similar role. So therefore, that's the natural replacement. But no, they go and flip the switch on you. So yeah, I don't. It's just, I don't know, selection integrity. It hasn't been there. It hasn't been there for years. So they can say what they want, rewarding VFL form, putting the best, slide on the park. But like I said earlier, Ed Kerno is not the difference between beating Hawthorn. So why not play your Jackson Binns and give him a crack? Like I don't know. Who knows? Ed Kerno might come out and have a blinder. He might prove us all wrong. He might come and. Well, actually, sorry.
Yeah,
he had a.
He probably is clinically blind.
He had a. Poor guy. We're giving him so much shit. He tagged and done a good job on merit in the first half against Essendon, but he had 0 tackles for the game. He's a tagger. You know what I mean? Like so. I don't know. Hopefully, he can have a good one, but again, he's not coming up towards a milestone or anything like that. Like it's just literally seeing out the last few games. But yeah, I don't know. Selection integrity hasn't been there. So.
Do you reckon he's playing next year?
Imagine. Could you imagine we'll sign him to a 1-year deal? He didn't play a game last year, man. He didn't play a game last year.
I genuinely think he's going on next year.
We've got to get him to
put him on the rookie list.
Yeah, it wouldn't be surprising.
I'm telling you now, I have why else are we playing him now? Like, I honestly think he's going to get another year, and unless he gets injured.
Maybe that's why they're playing him. Surely he's bound to get injured. Surely.
Imagine that. It's like, why aren't you getting injured, man?
There's probably clauses in all these youngsters. There's probably a clause in Dow's contract that says if he plays, a full game, we have to give him a 5-year extension or something like that.
Probably.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't like what we've done with our team this week. We've regressed. We've lost pace and we've replaced them with slow players and
with lack of.
Yeah, it's just we've already run away as far as we could from the winning formula we had 2 weeks ago. So I don't know, man. That's why I'm just not on the positive train this week or ever really.
I was going to say we boarded that train recently. Hopefully they prove us wrong.
Yeah.
Let's hope so. For me, I'm more optimistic. I think I hate saying this. I know I say it all the time.
Paper.
But on paper, we should be winning this. We have a much more mature list, a stronger list. We've got more big names across every department. Our spine is strong, but to Andy's point, I think the game is going to be won out of the clearance. If we win the clearance, we win the game. If Hawthorn can stop us, then I think we might be in a bit of trouble because Carlton haven't done anything this year to prove that if we are stopped in the clearance, we can find another way to win the game. And we haven't been able to do that at all this year. And that's my thought. So we win the clearance, we win the game. And if we win the clearance, I think we're winning by a lot of goals. By a lot of goals, it's probably going to be about 40 or 50 points. And that's where I'm at.
Realistically, that's what we should be doing.
Mm-hmm.
It should be a 7 or 8 goal win.
Yeah.
But it depends which Carlton rocks up. It depends which Michael Voss rocks up as well. So what game plan is he going to instill into the players? What game plan are we taking in?
Yeah.
Are we doing what we did against Gold Coast, where it was run, handball, look inboard? Or are we going to go back into our shell and look backwards and sideways?
Mm.
So it all depends on...
That's why it
on
doesn't
what
make
we-
sense. Makes sense bringing it Kerno in. Actually, it makes zero sense.
Yep.
Yeah. Good times.
Ed must
Interesting.
he must train the house down, honestly. Like, the bloke must just be like the standard of elite training week on week. Now, look, we don't know the innings of the inside of the club. Obviously, there's something there. You know, he's probably got him in literally to do a job. We'll probably find out on Sunday. But like I said, I don't know. I just think he's not going to be the difference between winning and losing this game. Hope he proves me wrong.
I reckon Paddy Dow's got a dartboard on his wall with a picture of Ed Kerno on it. He's just...
And Voss.
Yeah.
And Voss.
Well,
Nah, Voss is at the shooting range.
we'll quickly go around the ground. We'll get the predictions, and then I think we'll be able to wrap it up after that. Andy,
Hawks by 12.
best on ground.
I don't know any of the Hawthorn players, to be honest. Who's Hawthorn's forward pocket? Give me one of them.
Wingard.
Dunstan.
Meek and Bruce on
Meek the
paper.
ruckman, rest
Luke
of the
Hodge.
way.
Bruce is kicking 6.
Oof. All right, and I'm assuming that's going to be your leading goal kicker prediction as
No.
well.
That'll be Charlie Kerno kicking 8.
I'll take that. Not the loss though.
Nah.
Carl,
Carlton by 41.
best on
Nice
ground,
easy win. Sam Walsh.
leading goal kicker.
Head Kerno. Charlie Kerno.
Charlie Kerno. Mus,
TDK plays. We win by 60 points,
Woof.
I'll take that.
and Always will kick 4.
Yep, best on
TDK
ground.
doesn't?
Hawks by
We
60.
lose by 20.
Oh.
A
That's the
TDK's an
difference.
80-point turnaround.
That's the
Far out.
difference. That's the difference. Yeah, because I got zero faith in Mr. Jack Silvani, unfortunately.
So
Yeah.
what about your best on ground?
Silvani.
Sard's going to have a ripper. He's going to have a field day.
Brother.
I think he's due for one. Georgie,
Blues by 28. Sam Walsh to absolutely run rings around the G. I was going to say shaved head Chera, but no, it's Sam Walsh. Sam Walsh. I'm backing him in. Might get a cheeky goal. Love his celebrations. And Harry to kick 4.
nice.
4 goals, 8. Very good.
4 goals on the full. 4 kicks on the 4 from Harry. I think he'll do well against the
4 goals on the full.
That's a mispronunciation. Sorry, boys. Slip of the tongue.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, no, it's I don't know. I feel good. Feel pretty good. We're all going to be there. Looking forward to it. Should be a good day.
It's going to be good. It's going to be good. For me, I've got Carlton by 53. Charlie Kerno to kick 6. And I really liked what Sam Walsh did against the Gold Coast Suns. I think he really built himself up throughout the game. So, the first quarter right through to the fourth, there was a noticeable, noticeable elevation of his of his ability throughout that game, which was really, really good to see. And I think that's going to continue for him. He's definitely on the up, just like Jacob Wiedering has been over the last couple of weeks too. So Sam Walsh will be my best on ground. Gentlemen, we are all going to be at the G. I'm so excited for the footy. It's good that it's back. I think it's going to be a win. I think we should comfortably win this. And then we tick this game off and move on to the next in Freo next week. That's my mindset. It's just this game should be just a ticker box for us, and we move on to more serious teams in the coming weeks. Until Sunday, gentlemen.
Big call, Mum. Sorry, bro.
We'll win. This is a ticker box.
We won one game. We won one game, and now we're ticking teams. We're ticking boxes.
This is a ticker box. This is a ticker box for me. Hawthorn, we should be beating quite comfortably.
Oh, you better hope we win, mate, because I'm coming for you if we don't. Next episode.
Review's getting heated. Review will be heated.
Reviews are getting heated, and this is another one that's going to be filmed straight after the game as well.
That's right.
We're either going to be pissed or we're going to be happy and still pissed with the last 3 months.
Story of my life.
We'll find something.
We'll find something. Until Sunday night, gentlemen, thank you very much. For those watching and listening along, if you haven't already done so, please like, follow, subscribe to whatever socials you're listening in on. Hope you guys like the new intro. I've put a bit of work into that. And so has Andy's sister as well. Thank you so much for the cartoon hands as well. They're awesome. See you, gentlemen, at the G on Sunday.
See you, boys.
Who's back?
Sayonara.
Boys,
Boys are back.